Deciding to play it short now. Dani Namaso getting his first touch, and the ball picked off his feet. Cameroon have it again though. They're showing so much intent here in the early passages of play. Trying to press high with their attack. Mbeumo cutting in, as we know he likes to do. It's going to be a tough job there for El Baloul Abu Samin. Back into the midfield again. Here's Carlos Baleba. Goes out wide. Chachua, an opportunity for a cross. Has to be headed back down. Chachua keeps it again. Cross into the midfield and picked up at the left back slot. Some real promising passages of play there by Cameroon. The Indomitable Lions just racking up the corner count. It's going to be Brian Mbeumo again. Here on his 22nd appearance for the international side. The ball goes into a dangerous position. And it did seem that he could have made a little bit more of that there. But once again, Michael Ngadu gets himself in a good spot in the box. Just peeling off the rest of the players there from Libya. Was a little bit hurt for his efforts, but again, that's promising work there by the veteran centre-back. Ngadu, who's really won it all with his team. Including the African Cup of Nations back in 2017. Here is a driving run by Cameroon, and that's a brilliant tackle, you have to say. Just to thwart Dani Namaso, looking very exciting indeed. Now Libya bring it up the pitch. Moaide Lafi enjoying a little bit of space himself, but soon picked off by the Cameroonians. Here's Baleba. Is it back to safety? And they can rebuild here, Cameroon. The game being played at a very decent pace already. Abu Bakar back into the midfield. A cross-field ball, neatly controlled by Mbeumo on the instep. Mbeumo, the defense of Libya, having to really stay alert here. Christopher Wu. Back to Baleba. And Martin Hongloa. That midfield partnership certainly looking like it could bear fruit. Mark Rees going for that same trusted midfield that has been around for most of these qualifiers. And that's despite that paltry draw against Eswatini. It's a brilliant ball. Finding Chachua. Chachua going with his left foot. Has to be headed out. The ball not really sticking on the ground, and that's what's led to that foul. Finally, Libya have a little bit of respite. And Maremi, the Alil Al-Benghazi man, just feeling that challenge quite a bit. A real towering presence. Ezzedine Al-Merami. And it's obviously something that Aliou Cissé's side has sought to rectify, providing a real target man. Ahmed Akrawa receiving no benefit of the doubt against the Angolans last time out. Mbeumo looking for options here and takes it around the corner. Excellently done. Here's Namaso. And Namaso does finally win the free kick. He's shown so much promise and excitement there. Namaso, who made his debut for Cameroon in the last match. Really one of the bright sparks here, the Porto man. And that will certainly please the coaching staff of the Indomitable Lions. Just driving forward. And his pace really outdoing Osama El Sharimi, who had to track back, and it seemed that he hooked around the player. 24-year-old claiming that he got the ball. Nonetheless, it has resulted in another free kick from a fortuitous position. Brian Mbeumo looks to be the sole provider here. Going with the left foot. Here is Mbeumo. Tries to go for goal. It deflects off the wall. Had a decent pace about it. Mbeumo, who's already scored a hatful of goals for Brentford. 15 in all competitions this season, including goals against Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur. So it is going to be Mumi Ngamelu to take this corner kick. Most likely directed to the top of the box. It's going to be straight into the goalkeeper's gloves. Well, you thought it would be. And Wuhishi deciding to just palm the ball out, and it means that Cameroon...
Another corner kick for Cameroon.
Good area of the
This
pitch.
should be the fourth or the fifth corner kick in 15 minutes.
Just track back.
The fourth corner kick in 15 minutes. Just that from this time, it is going to be taken and executed from the right flank of the game. Tells you how much Cameroon is committing as far as attacks are concerned, and their power of incursion
just evades.
This time it is Muminga Malu
the pass,
who has lead claim to the ball.
Hasn't had too many opportunities, bar that one header which flew over the bar.
They chose another way to do it, not the usual crossing, but a pass to Chachua, and then a crossing inward.
Boubacar with 104 appearances for Cameroon. Far and away the most out of any player on the field today. This is 105th for the national side, and very much taking that captaincy in his stride. Elafi looking for options, but they aren't coming anywhere else besides the back line. That one played by Motasim Sabu. Balu Abu Samin now into the midfield. They're looking over the top, and this might drop kindly for Libya. They still keep it. And a little bit of hesitancy in the back line by Cameroon has allowed them to get in by that danger man, Fad Mohammed. Groupe Africain man getting the ball to stray out or over the line, with Andre Onana getting the last touch. And Mohammed is very interested to take this corner kick here. It's going to be swinging out from the right boot, and an easy header out. Still managed to keep it here though, the Libyans. And a wayward cross in the end from Ahmed Saleh. Saleh into the side today, having missed out completely for the main squad last time out. It's a brilliant ball to find Mbeumo. There's no line, there's no offsides flag. Decides to go with his right boot, and perhaps that's the one area of his game that just needs to believe in himself a little bit more. Hardly one-dimensional, but he's got such a wand of a left foot. That sometimes the right goes a little bit begging. A dominant header back into the defence of the Libyans, and now they look to reply in kind, but the flag does go up for offsides. Abongile Tom, who took charge of Tunisia against Equatorial Guinea in the World Cup qualifiers, as well as Tanzania, Morocco back in 2023. Now tasked with this very high-stakes game here in Yaoundé. Ngado now to Christopher Wu, the only Cameroonian player who's played all the minutes of the qualifiers so far. It is really a feather in the cap of the youngster, still just 23 years old. Already receiving some kind of second-hand coaching from one of his more experienced players there. Mark Brees now looking through the lines, and that's a neat flick on. Cameroon looking interested here. The strike is on, and just taking too much time over it. Abubakar having to go backwards. And here comes Cameroon again. This time a curled shot, and it's just going to trickle out of play. Frustration amongst the forwards of the Lions. And really, they should have taken that shot on. Again, Danny Namaso, the provider. Some electrifying play, rather. Getting the crowd off their seats. And it's another corner kick to the hosts. You do think at one point these will have to pay out. This time deciding to go for a right footer, which will naturally swing inwards. And instead it goes short to Mbeumo. Takes it around the corner, and now, well, that's not exactly the momentum shift the crowd wanted. Does come in again. Carlos Baleba managing to do good work here now from the left back position, and just over everyone. For all the dominance of the hosts, they still are lacking that crucial breakthrough. No control there by Mohamed Lafi. Yeah, luckily Tripoli man. Now look at Cameroon breaking. There's a lot of back heel flicks. A nice deep cross. Needs to be just hoofed out by Mohamed Al-Shitiwi. Al-Maremi getting a hold of this ball. And it does go straight into Onana's grasp there. Quick flick out. Well, there's no standing on ceremony here for Cameroon. Using Mbeumo's pace, coupled with Chachua. Here is the cross from Chachua. Again, just hooked into clearance and safety by the Libyan defence. Defence which is playing traditionally with 5 at the back. Having to convey the instructions of Aliou Cisse, who is not here on the touchline today. And again, stolen in the midfield areas. Those passes lacking the conviction needed. Trying to go around the corner again. Those through balls by Cameroon. Looking dangerous indeed. Abubakar. Now to the left back, Tolo. Abubakar again. Another opportunity. It's Hongla. He's a look lively himself, the Grenada player. And the strength of the 2 Libyan defenders just shepherding him out of the danger area. And that's exactly why Osama El Sharimi has been brought in. The man who plays for Sekli. Well, maybe a future in management for Andre Anguissa. The Napoli midfielder has been a sore miss for his side, but comes back onto the substitutes bench. Brilliant take there. Oh, this is an opportunity for Cameroon. Mbeumo cuts inside. Mbeumo! And a brilliant save. Cameroon still have it, looking for the penalty, and straight away it looks like the referee has awarded it. Abongile Tom convinced that Abubakar was fouled. And it was certainly a build-up that merited a goal. Of course, they still have to score the spot kick. But just excellent play, and it all came from the touch of Dani Namaso before. That slide there by Ahmed Saleh. Hands on head, but you can't really disagree with that decision by the referee. And no doubt the man who was fouled will step up to take this penalty kick and put Cameroon 1-0 up. Abubakar closing in on Roger Miller's record. Can he surpass it and become Cameroon's outright goal scorer? The referee just making sure that there's no encroachment in the box. Abubakar having to remain a picture of calm here. Slightly more riding on this particular penalty kick to put Cameroon within 1 point of Cape Verde in Group D. Here is Cameroon's number 10, and it's a goal, and it's Cameroon 1, Libya 0, thanks to Vincent Abubakar. A simple penalty, a side foot, and he fools Murad Al-Wayishi. And all of a sudden, a sigh of relief rings around the stadium. For Mark Brees, he knows that there's much of this match still to be played out. But it really did follow the course of events. And a message being given by the captain himself. And the Hatay Sport man etching his name into Cameroonian history books. A short stunted run-up, and there was never any doubt. He won the mind game. He's put his team 1-0 up with that very confident finish indeed. So Abubakar, with his third goal of these African qualifiers for the World Cup. The only other game he had scored in was against Cape Verde with his 2 goals, a penalty in that one as well. who scored 8 goals in 14 appearances for Al Hilal Benghazi this season. Yet to score for Libya. And hoping to at least make his mark here in this match. But it's proving very difficult to receive any kind of a chance. Just to look at the way that they have to get through, and then the quality on that final pass from Badr Ahmed, just lacking. 37-year-old. Quite annoyed with what he handed out there to Arbalul Abu Samin. Nice raking ball out to the fullback. Tolo now gets the ball. Martin Hongla. Back to Regardez. Goes to Christopher Wu, such a cultured player. A real ball-playing centre-back, and that's neatly dinked over. Cameroon in behind here. Tries for the outside of the right boot. And the bounce of the ball just evading the attacker there. Maji Mustafa, the 34-year-old, called into action once again. Leading from the front here, Abu Bakr, the African Cup of Nations top scorer for 2022. Cameroon readying this corner routine, and that's quite poor from Mbeumo. Lacking communication there. Chances definitely bound to come. And that's why the Libyan dugouts are looking so concerned. Mark Brees is quite the opposite in the picture there. You see him. Powerful header back by Cameroon, and Mbeumo unable to keep it in play. Martin to touch. Mbeumo, who made his debut back in 2022. It was a 2-0 loss against Uzbekistan under former manager Rigobert Song. Foul there given for that tackle on Moide Lafi, who's found ball time quite tough to get by. Mutassim Sabu, captain for the day, is going to be taking this on his favoured left foot. An interesting routine. Might still fall into the possession of the Libyans. They do bring it out wide. And Mbeumo tracking back to help his defence. And still given away again. A little bit clumsy from the Lions here. They managed to regain that territorial advantage. Sabu, who didn't feature in the last match against Angola. Captaincy very much with Ahmed Krawa back then. Krawa now on the bench. And Sabu, who plays for Olympic Azawina, is right now captain here. Oh, well, that's brilliant play. Once again, the number 13, Mumi Ngamelu, causing all sorts of problems for Libya's right-hand side of defence. But that's neatly done them by Osama Esharimi. Looking for the through run. Elafi has to bring the ball back into the midfield. Once again, Faid Mohammed. And Elafi again, his pass is cut out into the box just when they were looking a little bit more dangerous there, Libya. Finally finding their feet here in Yaoundé. Abu Samin goes back into the midfield. Maji Mustafa. Now to Ahmed Saleh. It's Good to see a little bit more possession here by the Libyans, and a free kick even won. Osama El-Sharimi doing excellently there to win the advantage. "14 appearances in the Libyan Premier League this season, and 6 goals as well.
Welcome back to the channel. My name is Joseph Adamafio, and you're welcome to Sports Updates Ghana. And today,
and now hoping to rectify the situation here, Libya. Ball does come in. Onana claims it with authority. Trying for the early release, but the Libyan players all too aware of his distribution prowess. Brilliant ball from Abu Bakr. And that strike there by Ngamelu. He might receive a second bite at it. Cameroon trying the more patient. Jackson Tachua into the midfield. Here's Baleba. Goes to the defense and has to just watch out with the bounce there. Ngadu. It is, of course, a natural surface here in Yaoundé. And when it works for you, it's absolutely brilliant. But it can also defy you if it's just not quite the right angle. If it's just not quite the right angle. As we approach 40 minutes here in the stadium. It is still 1-0, that Vincent Abu Bakr penalty separating the two sides. Goal kick flicked on, and should be easily dealt with by Cameroon's defence. Ngadu, two-time Czech league winner with Slavia Prague.
Possession has put in a pretty good shift. Has put in a pretty good shift.
And it just shows how
has put in a pretty good shift, and we're not even 10 minutes in.
Terms of trying to find
over the
right
top. Another chance. Oh, it's a great save. Another great save. Tonight, twice.
There is the 34-year-old centre-back. Again, shielding it and doing well to find Mbeumo out on this right wing. Baleba goes now into the centre, tries to receive the touch and go. It does though fall to the Libyans, and there's 3-on-3 here. If they can get the quality pass away. Trying to use his pace there. Number 19 for the North Africans, Ezzedine Al-Mariami. Baleba. He gave that away, and now it falls to the Libyan attacker. Going around the outside. And there's an opportunity, certainly, for the away team. Just around the outside of the post. And that's about as good as it comes. Osama El-Sharimi. A head-in-hand moment. All from that giveaway in the midfield by Baleba. He had so much time in the box, there was no one surrounding him. Could have even taken 2 or 3 more touches. And brilliant creation as well from Moed Lafi. The corner has been given, and that does suggest that there was a slight deflection. But even so, it should have been a far more difficult chance for Onana to save than it turned out to be. He didn't even have a chance at making a save. And it is a corner kick late in this first half. Libya, and they've grown into this match. And here comes the corner kick. It's headed away. And back into the danger area by Maji Mustafa, The foul, though, very much quickly called by Abongile Tom. Well, it's certainly a moment of what if for Libya, especially if Cameroon can come in behind here. Again, Gamelu was the man stretching his legs. Now, it's just a route one play all over the pitch. Chuchua back into the midfield by Leba. Well, it is rather exciting here as Martin Hongla plays it out to his number 6. Look at the pace of Tolo. Just if his delivery matches Baleba. Back to Ngadu. Just slowing down the pace. Trying to dictate the tempo. The veteran number 5 just handing it back to his midfielder, Hongla. Now to Christopher Wu. Scorer of that last-minute goal against Gambia in the African Cup of Nations. A real thriller it was. Cameroon looking like they are quite happy to take this one-goal lead into the half-time interval. Christopher Wu trying something a little bit more adventurous though. Hongla does very well though. Look at that brilliant diagonal. Claiming a handball. Cameroon might try for the extra effort. And again, Gambelu it was. 2 opportunities in the space of a couple of minutes. But the score does remain at 1-0. And already we are seeing a little bit of cramp, it seems. As we just look back at this effort from the Dynamo Moscow man. Gamelu, who does have 4 goals to his name in his 57 appearances for Cameroon so far. And the 2 minutes of allotted injury time at the end of this first half. It's been a very brisk game, full of enterprising interplay. Cameroon's attack very much against Libya's defence has been the story of the match so far. But it seems like this will be the score as we head into the break. One that very much favours the hosts as things stand. Would see them climb 4 points above Libya with just the 4 games left. And Libya with a free kick right at the end of this first half. You do imagine that this will be the last intentional passage of play. It's a cross-field ball, authoritatively headed out by Wu, but still back for the Libyans. They might try get the shot away, and calling for a free kick. Right to the referee's face, though, from Fad Mohammed. And Abongile Tom doing well to show calm. Not often to say that for a referee. But this certainly represents Libya's best chance of the match so far. At least certainly after that effort by Osama El-Sharimi. And it looks like it will be Mohamed Lafi over this free kick. A Champions League winner in Africa with Wydad back in 2022. There's not much that Christopher Wu could have done about that handball. It was rocketed right into him. And his arm didn't even appear that far away from his body. Lafi, though, hoping to add to his 7 goals in Libyan colours. There's the diminutive number 10. Bound to go for goal himself, and straight into the wall. A disappointing effort for Libya. Sums up the first half. It finishes 1-0 to Cameroon in the first 45. That Vincent Abubakar penalty separating the two sides. It could have been a very different scoreline, but there's been some decent shot stopping by Murad Al-Wahishi in the Libyan goal. Andre Onana was scrambling after a shot by Osama El-Sharimi. Ultimately, though, Cameroon, as it stands, surging to 12 points. One behind Cape Verde in Group D. Libya with a lot of catching up to do in this particular match. A match which is kind of getting away from them right now. But still, a lot more to be played here in Yaoundé. Fans happy for the most part as they reflect on this first half, and we're going to see exactly what culminates in the second.
If you have been following our live streams, you might have wondered how we have so many live streams running at once. So today, I'm going to show you how you can start multiple live streams at the same time on the same YouTube channel. Alright, so to start multiple live streams, you're going to need multiple instances of OBS, and there are 2 ways to do this. The first way is by running 1 instance of OBS per computer, but this only works if you have multiple computers. The second way, and the way that most of you are probably going to use, is running multiple instances of OBS on 1 computer. However, you have to keep in mind that this only works if your hardware is capable. I will be showing both methods with timestamps in the description, so let's get started with setting up the first live stream. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is head over to your YouTube account, then you want to click on your profile icon in the top right, and then click on YouTube Studio. Once you're on your channel dashboard, what you want to do is click on Create and then Go Live. Now once you're on your live streaming dashboard, what you want to do is click on the Schedule Stream button and then create a new live stream. Once you're here, you want to type in a title, a description, and then set a time when you want the stream to start. Now once this is done, you want to click on either yes, it's made for kids, or no, it's not made for kids, depending on what type of stream you are starting. For this test, I'm going to click on no, it's not made for kids. Then you want to click on Create Stream, where YouTube will now automatically create your event. And just like that, I have created my first live stream. Now if you don't know how to set up a live stream, you should watch our OBS tutorial, which will be linked in the description below. Now what you want to do in order to start a stream is open an OBS window. But if you are opening your first instance of OBS, all you want to do is click on OBS Studio. And to do that, all you want to do is click on OBS Studio. Once your OBS window is open, what you want to do is click on Settings, click on Output, and then select the bitrate that your computer is able to stream at. In my case, I will be using 2500 kbps. Then what you want to do is go to Stream, select YouTube, and then I will be using 2500 kbps. Then what you want to do is go to Stream, select YouTube, and then paste the stream key. Then you want to click Apply and OK, and just like that, your OBS is ready. And now to start, you want to click Create once again, and then go live again. Studio. Then you want to click Create once again, and then go live again. Then proceed with the exact same steps. Schedule a stream, add a title, a description, and a time. Select if your live stream is made for kids, and then create your stream. Now once you're here, what you want to do is click on your Windows search bar once again, type in OBS, and then hold your Shift key while opening OBS Studio. Now what this will do is you will open another window of OBS. There is a warning message saying that OBS is already running. However, you can just ignore this and click Launch anyway. Once you're here, what you want to do is create a new stream key on your dashboard, add a name for the stream key on your dashboard, add a description, and then select Create. And then copy the stream key. Go back to your new OBS window and then create. Add a name for the stream key on your dashboard. Use stream key on your dash anyway. Once you're here, what you want to do is create a new stream key on your dashboard. Add a name for the stream key on your dashboard. Add a description and then select Create. And then copy the stream key. Go back to your new OBS window and then follow the exact same steps that I demonstrated before. Go to your settings, go to Stream, and then paste in the stream key. Then click Apply and OK, and then just like that, you are able to start your new live stream. I will now click on Start Streaming, and in a second you will see the preview go live on YouTube. And now my preview is live on YouTube, and all I have to do is click Go Live in order to go live, and then I will have multiple live streams streaming at the same time on the same YouTube channel. So those were the first ways to stream multiple events at the same time. Streaming on multiple computers is just as simple, the only difference being that you will start the second OBS window on a different computer instead of on the same one. Now there are a few things to keep in mind when you're running multiple live streams. For example, if you're using Nightbot, Nightbot will be in the chat of both live streams, and any commands and timers that you've set will be triggered in both streams at the same time. You should also remember to balance your OBS settings in order to control your network usage, as multiple live streams will use a lot more bandwidth. And if you're looking for how to host your live stream without using your own computer, or how to stream 24/7, you can watch our other video on 24/7 live streaming. And finally, you can also If you have been following our live streams, you might have wondered how we have so many live streams running at once. So today, I'm going to show you how you can start
Well, we're just about ready to get underway for the second half here in Group D. Cameroon leading 1-0 thanks to Vincent Abubakar's penalty kick. It could have been more, but Libya did have some half chances themselves. Notably a shot just out wide by Osama El Sharimi. Nonetheless, proceedings pretty much going according to the script. Number 20 for Libya coming closest. The defence marshalled particularly well by Christopher Wu. Doing their job so far for Cameroon. Onana without a save in anger to make so far. It's a result that will also certainly be pleasing Mark Brees. As Abongile Tom prepares to get this second half underway. Just making sure all the player count is correct. And it seems like he does have his full contingent. Just about ready, and there we go. Underway for the second half. A match with a lot riding on it. And Cameroon, as things stand, will be looking up towards Cape Verde, just 1 point above them. Of course, a lot can change in this, but it would be a crucial victory, especially with a home match against Eswatini to follow. And then an away game against the current group leaders on the road to America. A lovely switch out wide to Brian Mbeumo from Martin Hongla. Mbeumo looking to cause all kinds of issues. Seeking a rushing attacker, but it's well headed out. Again, Hongla. So much confidence and panache being shown here by the Cameroonian players. Picked up by Ngadou. Mbeumo running deep from attack. Baleba. Very much the man who controls the tempo of play. But if his passing runs astray like that, it won't really be helping very much, as we just see Osama El Sharimi going to ground. Seems to be okay though, the 24-year-old. Cholo, we just saw in picture. Very much involved in all the good things that came from the Cameroon left flank. Here he is. Or rather, that is Hongla. Baleba doing his defensive duties well, but he's been a little bit tired on the ball at times. The Brighton man, not his usual self. Ball bouncing quite a bit as Mbeumo tries to gather it in his stride, and the Libyans happy to just receive it again. El Sharimi. That's a very neat play. You wonder where he was for that first match against Angola. And now finding pockets of space in the midfield, trying to turn the defender, and Christopher Wu gets his body in the way. A foul caused by Ezzadine Al-Mariami. Mariami finally picking a fight with someone his own size. And Christopher Wu gets the possession back for his team. Now Baleba going with his right foot, and that's another brilliant pick out there of Ngabelu. Might still get it, the number 13. But does so illegally according to Abongile Tom. Just a bit of argy-bargy, nothing more serious in that coming together. Mustafa going for the long option. Well, there hasn't really been the same kind of identity around Libya's play as there was in that match against Angola, and this is looking dangerous, that layoff by Namaso. Libya do survive though this time, looking for that crossfield, and finally they do find their man out on this far side. Elafi looking interested, Elafi going around the outside, and again, not the quality needed for Abu Samin to capitalize. Abu Samin replacing Sobi Al-Mabrouk at the left back position. The 31-year-old happy to oblige. Here's Christopher Wu finding his right back, Jackson Chachua. Ngadu, who replaced Enzo Flavian Boyomo in the lineup today. And around the corner, that certainly was a foul. I saw one on Ngamelu. The Dinamo Moscow man clipped with authority by Mohamed Al-Shatawi. Managing to ride around that tackle. At least getting his body in the way. And received the first booking of the match. Mohamed Al-Shatawi cautioned. It's been a fairly straightforward game for Abu Ngile Tom, and that's despite issuing out a penalty kick as the first substitutes are being readied. Sanad bin Ali, the Al-Ittihad fullback, looks to be the first player of interest for the Knights of the Mediterranean. So Cameroon going around the outside. The spaces does opening up, and just around the right-hand post from Dani Namaso. Again, starting the second half like he began the first. Full of brisk energy. Just unable to keep his shot down. Namaso with a very bright future ahead for his international colours, having made his debut just last week. And now look at all of the space for Brian Mbeumo to capitalise on. Here's Mbeumo around the goalkeeper to make it 2. It's the quality finish that was lacking. He kept his composure and kept his balance low. Brian Mbeumo scores his 6th goal for Cameroon. And his 2nd of the World Cup qualifiers, having opened the scoring against Mauritius back in 2023. Brian Mbeumo back on the score sheet. The Brentford man just about keeping his line. No flag. Cutting around the defender and just sliding it around Murad Al-Wahishi. An excellent goal by all accounts. And already you might say that Cameroon are out of sight and out of mind for the Libyans. It's just difficult to see where a goal is coming from for the away side. But as for the hosts, absolutely brimming with confidence. Mbeumo, who also scored in that 4-1 win against Kenya in the AFCON qualifiers. And he's looked good for it all evening. Well, finally, a little bit of enterprising play from Libya themselves. Fad Mohammed struggling to find options, though, ahead of him. Decides to take it back to Abu Samin. And a free kick does go the way of the away side. And it finally might allow them to make that substitute they've been so eagerly anticipating. We will just see here if a picture could speak. You have a good idea of what the Libyan coaching staff would be feeling right now. Nonetheless, they can turn this game on its head with a goal here. The ball does come in. It's a wicked delivery and a brilliant goal. Oh, you thought it was at least. Head in hands. And the offsides flag is the last thing that the Libyan players will want to be seeing right now. Motassem Sabu. And he did so excellently to get past his defender. But he was ahead of the last man, indeed, when that ball came in. And unfortunately for the captain of Libya, it's all for nothing. A brilliant delivery it was from Ahmed Saleh. And just another warning for Cameroon. Baleba. And just a confirmation of that substitute, Sanad Bin Ali, the right back, coming on for Mohamed Al-Shatiwi, who was on a yellow card, let's remind you. So it's all happening here in Yaoundé at the National Stadium. Cameroon extending their lead to 2 goals after that Brian Mbeumo shot. And then Libya thought that they had pulled one back, thanks to their number 3, Motassem Sabu. Only for it to be called offsides. It remains 2-0 here in Group D. Excellent control there by Hongla. Now Tungadu finds Mbeumo, the goal scorer. Around the outside now to Chachua. And a corner kick. Called upon for defensive stability once again, Sabu. They do have immense height in the box, the Libyans, but it isn't enough to capitalise, and they still remain 2 goals down. Cameroon in no hurry to take this whatsoever. Yazangamelu is going to be employing his Brentford man, Brian Mbeumo. Well, it looks like he will go for the more direct approach this time. He does go to the near post. It's easy headed out. And you thought that was a brilliant piece of control, but Libya nearly came away with it. They might still, you know. El Maremi. And he doesn't get his pass away. The lanky number 19. Just didn't get his head up when it mattered most. So Cameroon can just quell the temperature a bit here. Here's Wu, now to Ngadu rather. Andre Nana, a rare touch for him in the goalkeeper box. I'm sure that's the way the Manchester United goalkeeper will like to keep things. Still hasn't really had to make a save. Long ball this time. Trying to test the pace of Abubakar. And even he won't be getting to that now. A first opportunity to stamp his authority from Sanad Bin Ali, but that goes to waste. Cameroon keep the ball. Christopher Wu. Neatly on the ground to his fullback, Tolo. Carlos Baleba. Going shorter this time to Namaso. Namaso, he is so electrifying. He has Mbuemo. Neat cross. It's finally gathered in gratitude by Al-Wahishi. Ahmed. Nasser Benghazi man. Working it in the midfield, and another substitute being ready here, Mohamed Sula. More attacking. It does mean that Aliou Cissé's coaching staff is just relaying orders to rather go for goals rather than sit back. And here we have another view, just leaning into an offside position there, Motasem Sabu. And here come Cameroon again. Mbuemo looking across the line, and another goal. And it's Abubakar again. The slide rule pass. And a side-footed finish. Clinically done by Cameroon's captain. And another message to the cameras. He's been so up for this match. Created by Mbuemo. Those two very much the star of the show. Mbuemo picked it out on this right side. Brilliant control. Decided to go with his right foot. And it was exactly the pass precision that was required. Abubakar just ghosting in. Mbuemo using his acceleration on that first step. Abubakar under a hapless Maji Mustafa to make it Cameroon 3, Libya 0. And you do feel that the game is out of sight now. Completely. Some changes being made as El Bahul Abso Amin and Fad Mohammed come off the pitch. Finally a little bit of game time for Ahmed Akrawa and Mohamed Sula. Two more traditional attackers with a bit more experience, a 35-year-old and a 31-year-old. Ahmed Akrawa, who scored against Eswatini in the opener. He's on the pitch now. But you do feel that it's all a little bit too late for the North Africans. Cameroon dominating proceedings. 2 goals from Vincent Abubakar. And another strike from Mbuemo. And very much reflecting the way that this game has been played out. Hongla. Some decent strength shown, but a little bit too much purchase with those passes there. Fad Mohammed, who was so good in the last match against Angola. A shadow of his self there. Maybe a chance for him to show that he's actually better in the number 20 jersey rather than the number 8 that he's donned today. That's for El Maremi. He's found the going tough against the Cameroonian defence. But once again, the 26-year-old does win a free kick. Christopher Wu there, having himself been fouled by the attacker early on in the match. Just a light hand on the shoulder. And we've already played about 2/3 of this game. Just a couple minutes more than that. Libya desperately searching for some kind of a respite. A goal here maybe could make it interesting finally. Onana has to be so alive to that. It seemed to just take such an awkward bounce before the Manchester United goalkeeper. But he brilliantly tipped it over his bar. And this time, Cameroon's defence are not found wanting. Mohamed Sula, though, picks it up. Looks for the penalty and is told to get up by Abungile Tom. Not enough in that. Can't believe it, though. The Al-Kidza man. Remonstrating with the referee, and certainly the book will come out against Ezzedine El Maremi. You can't do that. Worth another look here. Oh, it's quite difficult, but it seems like he was looking for the foul. But it was a planted leg. No movement towards the attacker. And that's what made Abungile Tom stick with his decision of no penalty. He is an experienced referee across all African competitions, the South African. And not buying that one this time. Aleba kicks right through the player, and he's going to be the first Cameroonian player into the book. A yellow card for the Brighton man. He's found the going a little bit tough against Al-Sharimi, despite a dominant display in general in the midfield. Much in that again. Al-Sharimi going to ground, and the third yellow card of the game so far. This time for 21-year-old Carlos Baleba. Here comes the free kick from Libya. Thumping header out into no man's land and back to safety. Christopher Wu, another one in the book. Just a reminder, as Libya trying to open up something for themselves. It's getting a little bit heated here. But to Abu Bakar's credit, he doesn't make any meal of it. At least after winning the foul. But this time, definitely, there will be a yellow card. And it's shown to Moïse Lafi. Well, just a flurry of bookings in the last 5 minutes. We've seen Ezzedine El Maremi, Moïse Lafi, Carlos Baleba and Christopher Wu all being cautioned here. It just shows that despite this 3-0 scoreline, and that was a poor tackle indeed, Libya are still showing that they have a little bit of bite in them, although not the kind of bite that their fans will want. That time though, ball coming out to the defence of Cameroon, and they can build again. It looked like a tackle from behind, and another bad tackle at that from Sanad Bin Ali. Another yellow card. 4 now for the Libyans. Beating Cameroon 4 yellows to 2. It's not the goals that they wanted. And the Al Ittihad right back goes and finds himself in trouble again. Yeah, it's Christopher Wu. Istad Renman plays it to Michael Ngadu. And Onana, awkward bounce here. Managed to just get it into a position of safety. Neat turn around. And very acrobatically done by Dani Namaso, who's gone a bit quieter. Still some exciting play though. And what a turnaround we can make, and also some proper sleep for Cameroon after those escapades to get to Eswatini in the last match. It shows you what this team is very much capable of when they have a good night's rest. Nonetheless, they do have to just defend against this throw-in. Looks like it will be taken with a bit of power here from Sabu. And speaking of power, what a header back out from Ngadu. And now Cameroon breaking in numbers. Abubakar can look to his right. Oh, he just needed to lay off the pass. And Buemo was there to help. And now Elafi can punish them here. The number 10 looking for the strike here. Oh, just didn't come out from Mohamed Sula's feet. Frustration there. It was about 3-on-1. And we just see this foul being called on El Maremi, who is on a yellow card, let's remind you. But Abubakar had a chance on either side of him. One which almost would have guaranteed a goal. He just needed to lay it off a millisecond quicker. Here's Baleba. And the ball given away in a very dangerous area. Libya looking to turn. And again, the strike coming from Sula. And finally, Namaso takes it out, and Abubakar looking for him. Abubakar, now Cameroon's outright top goal scorer there. Behind Samuel Eto'o there. And it seemed like a chance, but not quite for Ezzedine El Maremi. Some substitutes here for the Indomitable Lions. Ngumu Nathan and Frank Magri onto the field of play. Magri, who started the last match. And it's been a good outing for Dani Namaso. As well as Mumi Ngamelu. We've seen less of them. Maybe their engines have been used up. They've been so dynamic and full of running. And replaced by Gumunata for Borussia Mönchengladbach. On for his second appearance for Cameroon after making his debut as well against Eswatini. And then Frank Magri, much more familiar with the Cameroonian colours, on for his 14th appearance. Scored against Mauritius earlier in the qualifiers, and looking to put this game to bed. Here's Elafi. And Libya really unable to latch onto the ball. Baleba deciding to hook back over his head. There's the number 17 again. Oh, it does very well to turn in a tight space. Cameroon still have it in the attack, and that should be a foul straight away. Nata. Doing excellently well to just control it around the corner. still can be very pleased with his efforts. Daniel Namaso. A few shots here and there, unable to really test the goalkeeper. But yeah, Cameroon looking to stretch their lead, stretch their goal difference. An uneven contest. Sees Lafi just shots here and there, unable to really test the goalkeeper. Strike the ball hard with their left feet. I do wish they had a Brian Mbeumo in their ranks. But it looks like Mohamed Sula will come for it and round the outside. Andre Onana very much alert to the situation. He is a good shot stopper when he gets his positioning right. The ball back again, lofted. Onana well clawed out, and now Cameroon looking to break. Can't do so at pace though. get a second bite at it here. And a free kick given to Libya. Some more substitutes in the offing. Brilliant save there from Onana. And finally, Moed Elafi. He has to come off the field. On his place is Jaifer Adris, another attacker. Mohamed Eto Madin. He also comes on for Badr Ahmed, who has looked a step off the pace today. The Al Nassr man. At 37 years older, you can forgive him in the midfield against a much younger opposition. But Libya now, with all 5 substitutes having been made, and looking to break the lines, and they still might, you know. Out wide from Bin Ali, looking for El Maremi. Comes to the top of the box and there's just no one waiting. They might get the strike away. And finally a shot on target again. 2 in quick succession for Andre Nana to save. And trying to get his attacker just quickly out of the blocks there. Cameroon have only just made the 2 substitutes, so plenty in the tank. And you can bet with about 10 minutes remaining, going to want to give their attackers just a bit of a rest. It is just these 2 match days, though, bear in mind. Let's see what can come of it here. That's a decent work again, and the shoulder barge. Good defence. Buemo comes out with it. Again goes with the outside of the left boot this time, looking for Magui. Holds it up well. Great striker play, and the referee deeming that no advantage was there to be played. Foul there by Mohamed Madin. As I mentioned, he is called Mohamed Eto, which is the best recognised name here in the country. Cameroon have lost just the 1 match of their last 8 against Libya, so you can't really say that this comes as any surprise. They've won all 3 of their home matches against the same opposition, winning 6 of their 7 qualifying matches at home. They've also just lost 1 of their last 47 World Cup qualifying matches at home, so that just shows you what an absolute cauldron this is. And good play finally from Libya to win that free kick. Falls to Adris. And just caught off it there. Ball watching Chachua. And he's bailed out by his centre-back. Cameroon's right back can come out with the ball again. Baleba. Making sure that even while he trips, he still tries to play the advantage. Now looking over the top, what an acrobatic effort to defend that. And if it made its way to Brian Mbeumo, that would have been one of the most astonishing pieces of play that we've seen. And it might have come to his own cost there, Michael Ngado. The number 5 eliciting some smiles from the crowd with that action-packed display at defence. Can't imagine too many 34-year-olds are trying that in their back garden. What incredible dexterity. From the man who is one of the few surviving members of that Africa Cup of Nations victory under Hugo Broos back in 2017. This is now his 59th cap for the national side. Well, it's certainly a different image to what we saw at the start of the game. The Cameroonian fans in high spirits. A commanding 3-0 victory, at least on the cards here. Unless something miraculous happens, but it hasn't looked that way from the Libyans. They have at least tested Andre Onana. Now looking out wide, and again, just to show the difference in quality, that ball not finding its attacker. One of the bright sparks though, El Sharimi, the Setli man. And you can just judge by the quiet mood in the dugouts. It's been a difficult one to take for the away side. Here's Andre Onana. Currently on track for his 22nd clean sheet in 48 appearances for Cameroon. Neatly done. Oh, and a last-ditch tackle just gets it away from Ngumu Nathan. Baleba still gets it through to the number 7. Still can't beat his fullback. It's neatly done by Sanad Bin Ali. Tolo looking for a quick throw. Just drops down to Baleba. And he does get the free kick his way. It's been quite an enterprising battle that between Baleba and El Sharimi. This time a bit of a shirt tug on the number 17 for Cameroon. And it goes his way. A little bit too far out, you would think, for a direct free